boiling, because if you can imagine, you know, the front end of a carcass, you know, that's what's doing kind of all the work, and you know, the rear end kind of does less, you know. Obviously when it's walking around, it puts everything on the fore end, and that is where you get your forequarter from. But this is a hip and loin, and again, you know, just relating to, you know, the other further cuts earlier. This is the hip bone steak. Oops, sorry.
Oh no, your foot's in 2 pieces. Well, it's plain. Yeah.
Okay, that's the hip bone. So, you know, there's your hip bone steak, there's your fillet. That obviously commands the premium price.
Oh no, I'm just gonna start it.
Let's go with on.
That's right, that's the Chateaubriand.
Does look nice.
The fillet steak.
Just eat that, is it?
You know, we charge £30. I'd take what we call the silver skin. That's the silver skin. I'll take that off. But that is your fillet steak, which, you know, I'm not a lover of that, because there's not much taste to that. You know, I prefer a T-bone, or my favourite one's a ribeye, because it's got a bit of fat in. You know, and I always say you need a bit of fat in anything to cook it and to give it that flavour. But you know, that's £30 a kilo. So, you know, we're kind of very careful with that. That's if I bone that out, that'd be your slice, that'd be your hip bone steak.
Is there another name for that?
Rump steak.
Oh.
There's always this problem based around rump steak. There's some people call it a top rump steak. Now, a top rump steak isn't hip bone steak. There's in the top of beef, where you've got the top side silver side, you've got what we call a bed or a knuckle, and obviously it forms part of the leg, and people term that as top rump steak. And that was somebody being a bit devious many years ago and trying to command a better price for it by calling it top rump steak. Well, there's only one hip bone steak or one rump steak, and that's it.
Is that the same as a rump top side then? Because it's all out in the supermarket the other day.
Rump top side would be the slice out of a top side, and what they do, you know, we've got these tenderisers, and they bash it for about an hour and a half, so it eats, and they'll call that, you know, rump top side.
Yeah, never heard of it before. Rump
And
top side.
you know, you can't grill top side or silver side. Trust me, you can't. Any of your grilling steaks will be a ribeye steak, a hip bone, a sirloin, fillet. You know, the top rump steak isn't a rump steak. But a rump steak it'll be known as a bed of beef or a knuckle. Again, if I was managing, you know, this, I'd want it a bit bigger than that. You know, we take beasts of about 300 kilos, you know, 145, 150 for what we call a side of beef, which is literally a half. You know, this would be off about a 120, 125. And again, I just bring you back to the beginning of the bone will always weigh the same. It's the meat. So, you know, from a butcher's point of view and a profit point of view, you know, we'd want our beef coming in or anything, you know, kind of a bit on the Beyonce side, you know, rather than something, you know, that, like I say, that's that's too small, because that would cost you money, because you're still going to pay the same price per kilo. So off there, again, you take the fillet out, or if, like I'm going to show you now, to cut a T-bone, leave that in. Feel the old gaffer looking over my shoulder, making sure I'm not sawing the meat. So there's your T-bone. Obviously, you know, that's got the kill number on, and obviously the license number of the slaughter, which obviously, as you know, I would imagine that, you know, from when the cat's born, you know, it's got a passport, and that stays with it throughout the process. So that's part of it. So that'll be your T-bone.
How old is the meat when you get it? Is it kill plus 6 or kill plus what?
It's normally within 2 or 3 days.
Alright, so.
But obviously, chap asked me there earlier, you know, we have a lot of Hereford beef, and it comes into us backpacked, and it's 21-day matured. In a lot of our garden centres, franchise shops, we've got dry aging cabinets which, you know, got antibacteria, condensers, etc. And we like to age it another week in there. So we're looking at 28 days. But obviously, if we take it on the bone, it'd be with us from Ludlow Market or Bridge North within 2 or 3 days. Then where it goes to, either go to one of the Weddles or one of the suppliers, and we want them to hang it for about a week, and then when it comes to us, we hang it for another week, because otherwise, you know, they're really tough. You know, you've got to age it. I'm just doing this for speed, because you know, like I say, we would split the ribs, come down that, you know, we take that out, that would go into our mince, or we use the knuckles top rumps for our burgers, because we know it's going to be 85% VL, visually lean, so that would go into kind of a regular mince or what have you. But again, like I say, my old gaffer had kidneys, if you've seen that. And that's your sirloin. And again, you know, that you'd want a bit of fat on that. That's too lean for me. There's no marbling in it. You know, you haven't got any back fat, because we grade ours. We have a lot of RUs. You know, that'd be the spec, the size, the fat content. And that definitely isn't what we expect, because it's too lean, there's no back fat. But nevertheless, you know, it suits a lot of people. But
I had somebody send me a cut steak like that amount of meat on, that much fat on the other day. The customer sent it back. There was too much fat on it.
yeah. Well,
I couldn't believe it. I cut all the fat off and just sent it back to him without the fat on it.
you can imagine that, and this, you know, I wouldn't tell any lies. That I was serving a lady in one of our garden centres, and I showed her that fillet steak, and she said, "Have you got any leaner?" And I was kind of, I thought she must have some X-ray specs or something. I said, "You know, any leaner?" I said, you won't get it any leaner than that." And she wanted it leaner, so I was, okay, thank you. I thought you can
Get your tweezers out.
you can please some people, but not all. So obviously that is the hip and loin. And again, I'll label that up. I'm sorry it's a bit rushed, but like I say, when we do these, you know, when we do the Michelin chefs, you know, it's kind of 4 to 5 hours because there can be 2 of us, and we further butcher everything and take it, you know, to the nth degree and display it a lot better. And okay, move that out of your way. Okay.